In October 2015, at CIA headquarters in Virginia, John Brennan received an unexpected call from an unknown number. The caller, sounding like a child, claimed to have successfully hacked the entire system. Normally considered a prank if directed at an ordinary person, Brennan, as the director of the CIA, knew that time was of the essence in dealing with such matter. The call had been made to his personal mobile, making it clear that the situation required immediate attention and action. This is the story of two kids who hacked the CIA, the intelligence agency of a superpower like the United States, and stunned the world. Who were that children, and why and how they performed that work? When the caller is asked about the demands, he says that America should stop its attack in the Middle East, especially Palestine, and let the world remain in peace. Even before his phone call, the CIA had come to know that their system had been hacked. As soon as the call ended, the entire American government and CIA came into action. And because a child had hacked such a big intelligence agency, it was a matter of great shame for CIA. Let us tell you that the CIA agent will only accept defeat if their identities are revealed. The CIA, which takes so much care in small things, it is a big deal for their system to be hacked. When the investigation had started, it was found that this call was made by a 15-year-old child from Leicestershire, England, miles away from America. This child called himself Kraka, and he had created a hacking community named Crackers with Attitude. To know about how and why he cracked the CIA, we will have to go back a little further to 2008, from where the story begins. In 2008, there was another boy in the US state of Virginia who was identified by the name Default, and he was very fond of video games. To win in video games, he started making some changes in the programming of the games. He used to adapt online games like Counter-Strike to his liking, and by changing its rules, he would easily win the games. That is, he used to make cheats. He started running things as per his own, and he had learned all this from internet. The boy named Default got the inspiration for all this from a hacking group named Anonymous, which had become quite famous in 2008. At that time, the group often used to make news headlines to raise their voice. This group used to hack big websites and write of their choice on them. Seeing all this, he was quite impressed by Default Anonymous, and then he also entered in the world of hacking. Default started hacking small websites, but he wanted to do something big, for which he also needed a hacking group. So Default joined a hacking group named AnonSec. The group had already hacked a lot of websites, but this hacking was mostly done for political purposes. The AnonSec group used a network, that is, they used to create and spread viruses on the internet, and on whichever computer the virus went, it was under the control of AnonSec. He used to call all the computers which have viruses as bot, whereas this entire network of computers is called botnet. Default had also the access to this botnet, and he saw that in this botnet, there is a computer was such that it belonged to a medical college in Canada. Default did some hard work on that computer and got access to the financial records of that college. He saw that the school had yet to recover an amount of more than $9 million from the students, and now all these records had come to Default, which he deleted from the college computer. Default's first hacking had been successful, and because of this the entire system of medical college got into trouble. This first hacking was done by him out of mischief, but the next hacking was done out of danger. In 2014, the government of Denmark passed a shameful law according to which animals can be subjected to commercial atrocities. This news was very bad for animal rights activists all over the world. Default himself had a dog which he loved him very much. So in anger, Default along with his group hacked the official website of Denmark and wrote on it in big letters, "Do you know that your government allows cruelty to animals?" Not only this, but by using the internet, Default hacked all the websites that were created in favor of this law and closed them down due to the hacking of Denmark's official website. The news spread, and this step of Denmark is not appreciated all over the world. People started criticizing Denmark. Ultimately, the Denmark government could not tolerate this pressure, and the very next year they had to take back this decision. The Default had succeeded in its purpose for the first time and people started giving credit for it to the Anonymous group. Because at that time this same hacking group used to make headlines. Default did not like the fact that he had done such a big fet, but someone else was taking the credit for it. But he did not lose courage and continued his work. Like other hackers, Default also does not disclose his identity. He knew that if he was ever traced due to hacking, the consequences could be dire. He did not normally use his home's Wi-Fi. Rather, he had purchased a satellite connection, which he had installed far away from his home, and from there to his home, he used internet through a private network. His computer was also very secure. Even because of this security, it took 30 minutes for his computer to turn on, but for the sake of privacy, he had to wait for so long. Well, till now you have known about only two characters of this story. One is Kraka, who lived in England, and the other is Default, who lived in USA. They did not know each other before 2013, but an incident happened due to which these two becomes one. Edward Joseph was a computer intelligence consultant in the National Security Agency. While working on an American government project, they come to know that the CIA secretly keeps the data and private information of every internet user, and they use this information for their purposes, while user did not have any idea about that. Edward wanted to expose this secret of CIA, but on the other hand, he was also afraid that this work could not be done while living in America. So he will be killed or he will be sent to prison for leaking the secret information. That is why Edward took leave and went to Hong Kong, where he revealed this secret of America to the world. As soon as this news was leaked, there was a stir all around the world, as people started getting angry that their data was being used without their permission, and their activities were being monitored every moment. As a reaction to this, Default and Kraka contacted each other. Both of them decided to teach a lesson to the American government and CIA. They wanted to make realize CIA that how people feel when their personal information is leaked. The purpose of Kraka and Default was one. Default wanted to take revenge from America to the end of the privacy of people, whereas Kraka wanted to take revenge for the attacks of Gaza. The enemy of both was American government. First of all, they made the phone number public of James Clapper, who was the director of American National Intelligence Agency. Now he wanted to hack another high-profile man, and he took up the mission of hacking CIA Director John Brennan. When Kraka started searching about John on the internet, he found the public phone of his. When the number appeared, he saw that the number was of Verizon, an American mobile operator. He called the internal tech team of the Verizon, posing as the employee of the same company, and said that he was contacting them to solve the problem of a customer because there is a technical issue in his system. Verizon team asked for the PIN code to confirm his identity, which they had already found out by hacking. After verification, Verizon shared John Brennan's personal detail with Kraka. Now Kraka has account number, backup mobile number address, and the last 4 digits of card of John Brennan were also present. Now the next step of Kraka was to hack the email of John Brennan. He found that Brennan used email of AOL instead of Gmail. He called the support team of AOL and asked that I forgot my password and I need to reset it. For verification, team member asked about the last 4 numbers of card which were already available to Kraka. So Kraka immediately got the access to his email address. Now Kraka has the personal email account of CIA director. He opened the email which contained all private and secret documents, data of other CIA officers, their social security numbers, and instruction received by government. By then, Brennan had also aware that his email account had been hacked, and he immediately closes his account, but now it was too late. Because Kraka had already downloaded all this data, they started making all the official documents public, due to which there was an uproar in the whole America. CIA was getting defamed all over the world. Now it had been a compulsion for them to catch the hackers. They wanted to catch them as soon as possible in any circumstances, but they could not get any clues. After a few days of calling John Brennan, Kraka shared the personal information of 9,000 Department of Justice and 20,000 FBI agents on social media. After doing all this, Kraka was living his life comfortably. He thought that maybe it was impossible to catch him. But on the other hand, Default, who was living in USA, started getting worried. He was afraid that if he was caught, he would be in trouble. Maybe he would never have been caught if Default had made this mistake. He drunkenly told his friend that he was behind the hacking of CIA. Due to his young age, Kraka was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, while Default, who not directly involved in the hacking of CIA, he is sentenced to 5 years. Both are free from jail today and are pursuing their careers in the field of cybersecurity. Tell me, what do you think that they done right or wrong? Tell me in the comment box. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more.